morning. Today we are starting out our day with some areas of clear skies, other parts where we've got some cloud cover. We're in the middle of a solar storm right now, so some of us have had the opportunity to take in the northern lights. Of course, clouds have been fighting us on that here. Here's a look at our current conditions. You can see that there's just a little bit of haze on the horizon. There are some places reporting some fog this morning. Very quiet here, though, in comparison to what's happening in the Atlantic. And we do want to check in with the latest on Hurricane Dorian. Here's a look at the current conditions. Still a Category 5 storm. Our current sustained winds weakened just a little bit at 165 miles per hour. And here's something very telling. Its movement is west still and only at 1 mile per hour. So it's pretty much just stalled out. It's 40 miles, the center of this storm, 40 miles east of Freeport on Grand Bahama Island, but it has been spinning over this island for the last several hours, impacting that area for a very long time. And if you look very closely, this is a 6-hour loop. Inside the eye of this storm, you could see a little island there. That's the island. So it's just been getting slammed overnight. Probably some pretty tough conditions there right now. And of course, this is just off the coast of Florida. And right now, the latest track from the National Hurricane Center has this storm making its way and eventually taking that right turn. If you've been paying attention, you've been hearing about this, and heading northward along the coast. The track still keeping the center of the storm off the coast of Florida. But as we just saw, this storm covers a large area, and we'll be feeling the impacts of it up and down the coast as it continues northward over the next couple of days and gradually weakening as it does so, but still a major hurricane even as it's off the coast of Georgia. So here's a look at our temperatures here in the valley. We don't have to worry about any of that. Of course, I know we've got a lot of friends and relatives down in that area we're paying attention for, and of course we'll continue to track it for you. But here in the valley, we've got a different situation. It's quiet this morning. We have our own chances for some severe weather. So starting off quietly, 40s to even some low 60s at 61 in Fergus Falls, 57 in Fargo. Wind speeds are less than 10 miles per hour in most areas. We're also looking at, again, that fog I mentioned. We're seeing a little bit of it in Fargo, but over to the east, it's more dense. A quarter-mile visibility in Bemidji and less than a mile in Park Rapids for your visibility right now. And there are some clouds out there. You could see them on our loop of our radar and satellite map. Not a lot, but still there are some places where we're dealing with some clouds and even some sprinkles potentially, especially around the Ellendale area. So not much to report right now. It should be a quieter morning, but we're keeping our eyes westward for our next chances for some rain and thunder. So here's a look at our hour-by-hour planner. Expect to have temperatures that are going to be on the rise into the 60s by lunchtime. You could see an isolated shower or thunder shower possible, but it's really late afternoon and into the early evening where we have the greater threat for severe weather. And it's going to come in the form of a big cluster of storms that's just going to dive southeastward once it starts to develop. That means damaging wind gusts. We could also have some large hail and can't even rule out a tornado. So we're transitioning into September, but we're still getting some summer weather, and that's in the form of severe storms possible. By 7 o'clock, you can see these blasting through the heart of the valley and then continue their trek southeastward into the late night hours tonight and overnight here into early tomorrow morning with some lingering areas of rain and thunder in the valley. So here's a look at our severe thunderstorm risk. We do have an enhanced risk, and it does include Fargo, parts of eastern North Dakota, Lakes Country, and beyond. Basically, driving along I-94 between Fargo and Minneapolis could be treacherous depending on the timing of that. And I know a lot of people heading home from your holidays here, so something you'll want to pay attention to. Here's a look at your 7-day planner. Expect to have temperatures that are going to be into the 70s today for many of us, mid-70s, with that chance for some severe storms. Some places under the clouds, maybe not quite getting that warm. And then tomorrow in the wake of this system, some mid-60s for your highs. As we head into the rest of the week, next couple of days will be into the low to mid-70s and kind of cooling things back again as we head into the weekend with highs in the 60s for Saturday and Sunday.
Okay, thank you, Lisa. Keeping our students safe is a priority, and as Moorhead students head back to class, there's a few construction projects that could impact their first day. We'll take a live look at those projects just ahead on the Valley Today.